When my lover stole my money to take someone else on a trip, I never thought Felix could do this to me. After 3 years together, I trust him, love him, and have even made plans for a future together. But then, with just one opening of the banking app, my world completely collapsed. Last week, I went into my savings account to transfer money to pay for my car insurance, but the balance was limited $267. It should have been more $2,800. The money I saved for a year and a half to prepare for our new apartment. I immediately called the bank, my palms sweating as I waited for the staff to check. Then that voice rang out. There was a $2,550 cash withdrawal 3 days ago, made at a nearby branch. I have never been to that branch, but Felix knows my phone password. He also saw me enter the bank code. And worst of all, he can easily take my ID whenever I sleep or take a shower. I called Felix immediately, machine busy. I texted him to ask where he was and if there was anything urgent that needed that money. A few hours later, he just texted back indifferently. I'm going out with some friends. I'll be back tomorrow. But that's not the truth. The next morning, I unconsciously opened Instagram. Felix rarely posts anything, but I suddenly remembered that Andy, his best friend, always likes to brag. And just as I feared, in Andy's story, it is Felix on a beach, holding a strange girl. The caption is even more bitter. Day 2 of vacation, vibes with these lovebirds. I feel nauseous. Felix not only betrayed me, but also used my own money to take others on vacation to Cancun. When Felix came home Sunday night, he acted as if nothing had happened. Smiling, tanned, put the travel bag on the floor, then came to kiss me. But I backed away. What did you do with my money? I asked, my voice shaking with anger. Felix showed no remorse. He just sighed, as if I had just scolded him for forgetting to take out the trash. Oh my God, calm down. It's not rent money. It's just money sitting there. I almost choked. That amount is our future. But the worst thing was when I asked directly, Jasmine is your girlfriend? He hesitated, just for a second. But that's all I need to know. I pointed to the door. Get out of my house immediately. Felix laughed. What's so stressful? You'll forget this soon. But no, I won't forget, and I'm sure will never forgive. When my lover betrayed me, I retaliated in an unexpected way. Felix left that day, but I knew he would come back. Traitors like him always come back, when they realize the new person is no longer interesting, when they run out of money, or when they realize they just lost something good. I don't intend to wait to see what reason will bring Felix back. I will make him pay. The counterattack plan begins. I spent the whole night awake, not to cry but to prepare. If Felix thought I was an easily deceived fool, he would soon realize he was wrong. First of all, lock your bank account and change all passwords. Anything he can take advantage of, Netflix, Spotify, even a joint Amazon account, all removed his access. Next, I called the landlord, informing him that Felix had arrived, officially moved, and request a key change. But the most interesting part? I came Jasmine. I'm not the only one who got scammed. Jasmine thought she was the only one. Little did she know that when Felix took her to Cancun, he still texts me every night as if nothing had changed. I sent Jasmine screenshots, every message, every lie. At first, she didn't believe it. But when I sent her a picture of Felix cuddling with another girl in a bar right before the trip, she completely collapsed. Jasmine not only kicked Felix immediately, which she still has, posted all on Instagram. Her story spread like wildfire, and within just 24 hours, Felix went from being a romantic to jokes on social networks. Felix turned around and begged, and I was ready, right? 2 days later, Felix started calling continuously. When I didn't answer the phone, he texted, "You're wrong. Can we talk? You still love me, right? Don't treat me like that. You know I can't live without you." I just read the message, but didn't reply. Then one evening, when I came home from work, I saw Felix standing in front of my house, looking devastated, wrinkled clothes, eyes full of despair. "I don't have anyone else, baby." I looked at him, looking at the man who was once my world, but now just a regretful loser. I smiled, but not because I was happy. Good, because that's what you deserve. Then closed the door, leaving Felix to his own mistakes. Never let a traitor have a second chance to hurt you. Love yourself first. And if you like this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to expose bad guys together. How I turned a traitor into a forgettable memory. Felix just stood there for a long time after I slammed the door. I could hear his heavy sigh through the door. But I didn't open it. No way. He should have known that once I was done, that was the end. New life. No more past. I used to think that breaking up with Felix would make me feel lonely and miserable. But no. When he disappeared, I realized my life is so much better without him. I no longer have to check my phone every time he comes home late. No more wondering if he really loves me or not. No more forgiving constant mistakes. I started to focus yourself. I went back to the gym, taking time to take care of myself, instead of worrying about someone who doesn't deserve it. I learned to draw, something I always wanted to do but never had the time. I spend more time with friends. People really loves me and has never betrayed me. And the best part? I'm dating again. Seeing Felix again, one last time. 3 months later, when I had completely forgotten Felix, life arranged for me to meet him again. I was walking downtown with someone new, a nice, kind guy who really appreciated me. While I was laughing and having fun, I saw a man sitting in a cafe on the side of the road. It's Felix. He doesn't look the same anymore. Skinnier, more emaciated, eyes lacking vitality. When he saw me, I saw a glimmer of hope in his eyes. Hello. I just smiled, a smile without any emotion left. Hello, how are you? Felix was about to say something, but then he saw the guy with me, seeing that I really forgot about him. And that moment, I knew he lost me forever. I turned away and continued walking with the new person, leaving Felix behind like an old book page that I folded and never opened again. Don't hold on to the past, because better things are waiting for you ahead. If you like this story, please like, share, and subscribe to spread the power of strong women. Happiness is sweetest when there is no need for revenge. After seeing Felix again, I thought I would feel satisfied seeing him miserable. But the strange thing is, I don't feel anything. No gloating, not bitter. Just absolute indifference. And that is the real victory. I have changed and the world has changed with me. I am no longer the woman who sat crying in the bathroom, wondering what I did wrong. I'm no longer the person trying to save a long-dead relationship. I was different. I love my job more than ever. I enjoy every moment of life without any insecurity. I love someone who appreciates me, someone who never makes me doubt his love. I don't need revenge on Felix. Time did that automatically. He lost me. He lost the best things I ever gave him, and he will have to live with that regret forever. Last I heard about Felix Smine. One day I received a text from a mutual friend. Do you know Felix just broke up with that girl? She cheated on him and then left with someone else. Deserve it? I just laughed. Karma always works its way. My friend asked, are you happy? I just replied, no. I just feel it doesn't concern me anymore. And that's the truth. Move on in the most brilliant way. A year later, I stood in front of the mirror, adjusting my wedding dress. I'm about to get married. Not with Felix, but with a wonderful man who never made me cry, never betrayed me, and always made me feel special. Before the wedding, I received a text message from an unknown number. I'm sorry. I was really wrong. I just smiled, then gently delete the message without reading further. True happiness is not revenge, but when you no longer need it. If you like this story, please like, share, and subscribe to give strength to those who have been betrayed. I forgave him, but not for him. There is a saying like this: forgiveness is not because others deserve it, but because you yourself deserve peace. And I learned that in my own way. Unexpected encounter. 3 years after I got married, I was walking in the park with my husband and 2-year-old son. Everything was peaceful, until I heard a familiar voice behind me. Emma? I'm back. That is Felix. He looked a lot more haggard than the last time I saw him. The old confidence was gone, replaced by fatigue, perhaps even regret. Can I talk to you for a moment? I glanced briefly at my husband. He gently squeezed my hand, as a reminder that I ached. No longer stuck in the past. Late apology, Felix sighed. I hurt you. I was stupid. I lost the most wonderful woman in my life. I said nothing. I've been waiting to apologize to you all these years. I looked at him, but there was no emotion left. No hatred, no hurt, just a distant past. Can you forgive me? Forgiveness, but not for you. I took a deep breath and answered, Felix, I forgave you a long time ago, but not because of you, but because of myself. I don't need to carry pain or hatred. I've moved on, I've found happiness, and I don't let my past define me anymore. Felix bowed his head as if he finally understood. I gently squeezed my husband's hand, then turned and walked away, leaving the past forever behind. Looking back at the past, I just smiled that evening. After my unwanted encounter with Felix, I sat on the balcony, quietly watching the twinkling city lights. A gentle breeze blew by, carrying the gentle scent of jasmine flowers by the window frame. I closed my eyes and let myself drift with my thoughts. Hatred used to imprison me. I remembered the painful days of the past, when I discovered Felix had betrayed me, when my heart felt like it was broken, when I was lost between pain and anger. There was a time when I hated him so much that I wanted to take revenge in the most cruel way. There were long nights when I wondered what I did wrong, tormented myself, and blamed myself. But then I realized it was hatred that imprisoned me, not Felix or anyone else. Letting go is a long journey. No one can teach you how to forget a heartbreak. It is an arduous process where you have to pick up the pieces of your soul to put it back together. I used to wake up every morning with a dull ache, but as each day passed, I learned to slow down my breathing, learn to appreciate the present, and most importantly, learn to love yourself. I gradually realized that forgiveness is not a single explosive moment, but a series of small choices every day. Choosing not to look back with resentment, choosing not to let the past define me, choosing to make myself worthy of a better future. Peace is not forgetfulness, but no more pain. The wind blew softly through my hair. I opened my eyes, looked at the city in the distance, and smiled. I don't forget the past, but I don't hurt from it anymore. Felix can live with his regrets, but that's not my story anymore. Are you holding on to some pain? Remember, letting go does not mean weakness, but a way to regain your strength. If you sympathize, please like, share, and subscribe to become stronger together. Final chapter. Happiness doesn't need proof. 1 year later, I stood in front of the mirror, adjusting my cream linen dress that gently hugged my body. I no longer follow flashy fashion trends or try to please anyone else. Every item I choose now is because it makes me comfortable, makes me feel like myself. Outside the living room, friends were laughing and chatting. My best friend Lily had just opened a bottle of wine, while Josh was playing soft music in the background. There's nothing special today, just a cozy evening gathering. But I love moments like this most of all. The past is behind. I no longer care where Felix is, what he's doing, or whether he's still thinking about me or not. It's been a while since I've seen any messages or calls from him. Maybe he had accepted the fact that I no longer belonged to his world. One time by chance, I saw him on the street. Felix was with the girl from before, the one he chose over me. But something in his eyes was no longer the same. When our eyes met for a brief moment, I no longer felt angry or hurt. Simply, nothing. Perhaps that is freedom. Happiness is not a race. I used to think I needed a perfect revenge story, that I had to prove to Felix that he had lost a wonderful woman, that I had to become more successful, more beautiful, so that he would regret it. But now I realize, true happiness doesn't need to be proven to anyone. I'm happy not because someone sees me happy. I'm happy because I really feel that way. Because every day I wake up with a feeling of peace. Because I have friends who truly love me. Because I can freely live the way I want without anyone's approval. I walked out into the living room, raised my glass of wine, and smiled at the people around me. My life has never been perfect, but I have never felt so complete. Peace within yourself. On a normal morning, I make a cup of coffee, sit down on a wooden chair next to the window, and watch the sunlight filtering through the trees. The sounds of birds singing gently, the wind caressing my skin. No more pain in the chest, no more questions, what if or why me. I have walked through the storm. Live for yourself. I used to believe that happiness had to come from someone, that I needed a man to feel complete. But I was wrong. Now, I wake up every morning without waiting for a text message from anyone. I eat the food I like, go where I want, read books I never had time for before. I learn to listen to my body, listen to my heart, and not force myself into any mold. I no longer compare my life to anyone else's. Definition of happiness. One day, Lily asked me, if you had the chance to go back to the past and change something, would you do it? I thought for a moment, then smiled. Or not. Without those pains, I would not be who I am today. She smiled, lightly clinking her teacup into my coffee cup. I realized that sometimes we have to lose something to understand our true value. Felix is no longer an important chapter in my life. I'm no longer the girl who fell for him. I am who I am. And that's enough. True freedom. In the afternoon, I stood on the balcony and took a deep breath. The gentle breeze carries the scent of jasmine, cool and serene. No more begging calls, no more past hauntings. Felix has stopped communicating. Maybe he finally understood that I was no longer the woman I used to be, the one who cried when he walked away. I don't hate, nor do I need to forgive. I simply let go. Memories that were once a burden are now just a blur in my memory. I am free. Freedom from other people's expectations. Freedom from fear of abandonment. Freedom to love yourself. Move on. Without looking back. One day, I received a text message from an unknown number. Are you okay? I just looked at it for a few seconds and then deleted it without thinking. My story leaves no room for those who chose to leave. I had my own life, a life I created for myself, unconstrained by the past. I stepped outside, the warm sun on my shoulders, my heart felt light. Starting over is never easy, but it's always worth it. If you ever suffer because of someone, remember, you deserve to be happy, and sometimes happiness comes from you, not from anyone else. If you like this story, please like, share, and subscribe to read more stories.